Hello, this is Matthew Lynn with Human Resource Management. This is the Lesson 6 discussion. So for the first, or the two topics that I picked for the discussion, the first one, in your mind, how critical is the concept of person-organization fit? Why do you think so? Also, if you were in charge of hiring, would you completely get rid of resumes and just ask everyone to provide the same application? Why or why not? So I would say, how critical of a concept person organization fit is. It's very critical because it helps job satisfaction and retention. It keeps people in the job, and also it helps improve team cohesion while also making a better kind of motivation for the team to have. So it'll cause more of a stronger performance within your employees. So yeah, it's just overall a critical thing to have because it'll just make a stronger basis for your employees to have. Again, with the motivation and with the improved like team cohesion, you'd want to have that in a team with a bunch of people. So yeah, and for the second part, it was, if you were in charge of hiring, would you completely get rid of resumes or ask everyone to provide the same application? So I wouldn't completely get rid of resumes, but I'd say I would probably lean more towards same applications because it kind of makes a more even playing ground for everyone who's applying to the job, and it probably reduces a lot more like fluffed up resumes. People are always going to either lie or add some certain things that aren't necessarily true on the resumes. But yeah, it just basically creates a better playing field for everyone in the end for who's applying for the job. And also, in that sense, it would also reduce bias. So for my second topic, are background checks, including credit checks, criminal history checks, and social media reviews, too invasive? Explain your answer. So it's kind of in the middle, in my opinion. You'd want to do background checks, especially like very important jobs. You'd want to have someone checking people's backgrounds just in case if they're hiring someone who's currently doing bad things. Like sometimes we shouldn't base our entire opinions on somebody for like past mistakes or criminal history. That could be like charges from 10 years ago, but I feel like we should always be on top of what people are doing today, and especially if it's really recent, because but I feel like they can be too invasive, especially if you go very deep into someone's history. Like sometimes especially if someone was a teenager or a college student, kids or young adults can really do dumb things in their past, and sometimes we shouldn't really hold that against them. And I feel like companies would be too invasive doing that. So yeah, it's really in between and depends on the company, but I do lean in towards maybe a little too invasive on how companies tend to use those kind of background checks. But if you're going in important jobs like medical or maybe police or emergency training, stuff like that, I feel like they should try to do a lot more deeper searches into people's histories. But yeah, again, just they can be too invasive. That's what I would think. Thank you.